Thank you for watching the After Show. We just named the top 3. We got a lot to talk about. We have cast member Deana and Tim Smith, who was voted off in the last spotlight here with us. So let's go ahead and get started. Tim, before we talk about this week, I want to back up and talk about the last one. You were voted out, did not make the top 7. I have to ask you about the judges' save. Did you, when you found out you were in the bottom 3, first of all, were you surprised to be in the bottom 3 that week?
Absolutely.
Because you made it further last year, right?
I was 4th.
Yeah.
So I was definitely surprised that I was in the bottom 3, but at the same time, it's so hard to get votes as a repeat contender. Because, you know, your first year, all the votes, you know, that you normally would get are coming from your family and your friends, and they're burnt out after that year of just continuously click, 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 click. So I was a little surprised that I was in the bottom 3, but at the same time, I guess I can kind of see it.
I feel like this year that you had picked really like mainstream songs. Was that part of your strategy to kind of stay current since you had been in the competition?
Yeah, absolutely. The main thing about this competition is just to connect with your audience. I feel like if you can connect with the audience, then I mean you can go as far as you want. And to do that, you got to pick songs that people know.
And I felt like that the judges gave you positive feedback almost every single time. Did you anticipate when you were in the bottom 3 that save might have been used on you?
I don't want to sound conceited because Junior's good, but yeah, I mean, you know, the crowd was, they were cheering me, and I was really excited for that, and I thought, you know, I might get through, but they said Junior, and that's totally fine because Junior is a great performer, a better performer than myself. So I definitely did think that it was going to go my way, but at the same time, stuff happens.
Well, we had talked about, it seems like we're always talking about Spotlight in the cab office, and we had kind of assumed that it would go your way, not anything against Junior, but just based on what the judges had said previously. We thought for sure because they had liked all of your performances. Deana, how do you think tonight went? Were you surprised? Well, actually, let's go to our sticks here. We lost Chantel, which is sad. We also lost Junior. We lost Jimmy. And we lost Ben Call, which I am extremely sad about. And you can just throw those behind you, Deana.
Okay.
I won't throw them because last week Ford was here and I almost poked his eye out.
Oh, no.
Were you surprised at who our top 3 is?
I was a little bit surprised. I liked Ben a lot. I was surprised he wasn't in the top 3. I thought Junior was an excellent performer, but I wasn't surprised that he left tonight.
Were you surprised that Ben did not make the top 3?
I am. You know, sitting in the audience, I was kind of trying to predict like who's the top 3 going to be, and I had it narrowed down. I said, you know, Sarah Joe's definitely going to be on the top. Ben Call's definitely going to be on the top, and then my 3rd place, I was like, well, it's either Chantel or it's Jessica, and you know, I'm definitely surprised that Ben did not go on, but at the same time, I can see how Trey did go on because Trey is a great musician.
I think that Trey's performance tonight was really, really,
great.
Yeah. I think it's okay for me to say this now. I think what really hurt Ben was the online vote. He just was not able to compete with everybody else, and I think it's because he does not have any kind of social media to ask for votes, and you really have to do that.
Yeah.
Week after week, he seemed to have the audience, but it was really the online vote. Let's talk about performances tonight. In our top 3, Sarah Jill Hampton, Trey Bryant, and Jessica Villegas. Who do you think of the 3 had the stronger performance, Deana?
I think Sarah Joe had the strongest performance tonight.
I see now what they kept talking. They wanted her to do a raw performance, and I think she really rocked it. Tim, what did you think?
I mean, I think Sarah Joe was definitely the best out of the 3. When I was taking notes tonight, I put that the music was great. Just her dad. I mean, obviously her dad's a great musician, but I thought they connected well together. And her voice is just tonight. She was just so smooth and relaxed. She was very loose and just looked like she was in her own up there. And besides that, you know, she was smooth the entire song, but there were parts where she was just so strong, and it just, you know, like Megan said, it gave the crowd goosebumps. I mean, she did great.
You mentioned her dad. Cameron Smoke told me that he plays, and he's much better music than I am, but he plays so well that it sounds like a track. So she's really lucky that he's been able to be there with her.
Yeah.
How do you think that Jessica Villegas did? Were either of you surprised that she made the top 3?
I wasn't surprised, but I did think tonight was one of her weaker performances.
See, I'm exactly the opposite. I thought throughout the competition that I just didn't connect with most of her songs, whereas tonight I felt like she was very loose and she was very just relaxed, and I was able to enjoy her performance, and this was really the first time. So going into tonight's show, I would have been very surprised. But now after this, I can see she does deserve to be in the top 3.
Now, one thing about the theme for tonight, it's judges pick, which means they really have no control over their song choice whatsoever. You got to sing in judges pick last year. How do you even prepare for that?
Well, they had it a lot worse than I did last year, definitely, because, I mean, they only got it like a week before the show, whereas we had it like the day after. But I was lucky. I got a song that I knew and liked. I know a lot of these people, a lot of the contestants tonight didn't get songs. You really just you've got to dig deep, and you've got to, it shows how deep you are as a musician and how talented you really are to be able to connect to the song that you're not really partial to. And, you know, for a couple of people tonight, they're really able to do that, whereas a couple weren't.
Deana, were there any of the song choices that you just kind of didn't fit to you? And Tim, I'll ask you in just a second.
I don't think Ben's fit him tonight, really.
You know, I had a few people had told us that, but I thought it was really awesome. I was worried that the judges would kind of knock him for doing the whole drum thing. It sounded like they were going to, but they didn't.
He made it work, but I think it could have been a better choice.
Yeah, Tim.
Yeah. So the question was, which songs didn't work?
Yes.
Honestly, you know, Trey had a pretty good performance, but I didn't like his. Really did not like his song choice. And I mean, Superstition was good for Junior, but the only other one that I really wasn't partial to was Jimmy's, because Jimmy is a fast singer. He is an up-tempo, great musician, but it's just Jimmy. And I put that in my notes. Jimmy cannot sing. I mean, maybe he can, but Jimmy really doesn't do well with slow stuff. It's the fast, in-your-face songs is what he does well with, and that's what gets over with me.
All right, let's go back to the top 3. I think we could probably all agree that our front runner is Sarah Johansson. If you are Trey or you're Jessica, how do you beat her in the finale? Because one, they're going to probably sing 2 songs. One they'll get to choose. One Cab will choose. So they only have one song that they have control over. What do you do to beat Sarah Johansson, Tim?
You go big. I mean, the 2 things for Jessica and Trey is, and I mean for Sergio as well, they don't really involve the audience as much as I'd like to see. Like, Chantel did a great job tonight of actually getting out in the crowd. I didn't like Chantel's song until she picked up her mic and actually got out in the crowd. I think that's really what Trey needs to do. He needs to get up and get the audience behind him during his songs. And the same for Jessica and same for Sarah, because it can go any way for the winner this year, I believe.
Deana, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're going to have the performance that they haven't shown us yet to beat Sarah.
Where would you place them if you had to base it on tonight's performance, Tim? How would you rank the 3?
Oh, I'd say it's tough. I would probably say that Sarah is the winner. Sarah would probably win with Trey right behind her.
And she deserves. I mean, she placed last year. She's the
yeah.
only returning contestant that did place.
That
So
did play.
absolutely, she deserves the win. I don't want to take
Oh,
away
yeah.
from her. But I mean, if you're other 2, you definitely want that $1,000 because there is a big leap from second place to first place. How would you rank the other 2?
Trey's definitely second in my opinion, and if anything, he could win if he has a great performance and just comes out with it. And Jessica, I would put as third just because this was the first showing that I really kind of started to like her, not her, but her ability to sing, I guess.
I put them in that same order: Sarah, Trey, and then Jessica.
Okay. And let's talk about. I think you're only like the second actual contestant right out of the competition that we've had on. What is the atmosphere up there when you guys are? I mean, do you guys talk and hang out, or you just kind of wait? I just always wonder.
I mean, for myself speaking, you know, we try to be as relaxed as possible and talk with each other and enjoy each other. But you know, everyone's nervous. Everyone's nervous. Everyone is stressing. Am I going to do well? Am I going to do bad? What is people going to think about this? Should I try this or not? And it doesn't matter how confident you try to be, that comes across. So it's very what is the word? cut the tension with a knife, I guess. It's very tense.
Of your 2 seasons, and you're a senior this year, right?
I'm gonna be a senior.
Oh, so are you gonna
I don't
try
know.
again next year?
I'm on the fence. I don't know.
Brandy waited a year in between, and she ended up
I
winning.
know.
Do you wish that you would have set this season out?
Yeah, I kind of do. Yeah.
The talent this year was just
It
so
was
much different
phenomenal.
than last year.
The talent was so deep this year.
But at the same time, if I would have guessed how it played out at the beginning, it would not have been anything
like this.
like it. No, not at all. Not to take away from these guys. Well, hopefully you will think about next year. I just want to end on a note. We do have Spring Fever coming up. We don't have an event next week because it's the big combo, but Spring Fever starts. So we'll have publicity all over campus. And then that Tuesday of Spring Fever is the finale, which is at 9 o'clock and not at 8 o'clock. So we will see you there and see who gets the $1,000. Thank you for watching.